Hello, Axel Grell here. Today I want to tell you something about the frequency response of the Grell OAE1 headphones. So the drivers of these headphones are in front of the ears, and so we need to use special couplers to measure them. So they need to have silicon ears like this Brüel and Kjaer 4128, the 5128 or the Kjaer head. And so the frequency response of these heads in a sound field are not flat as you may expect, but the response of this headphone in a flat field looks like this. So the solid curve shows it in an anechoic room and the dotted curve in a diffuse field, so a room where you have a lot of reflections. So what is easy to see is they all have a big peak, so that's nearly 18 dBs for the free field at 3 kilohertz, and then a dip here at 8 kilohertz, so it's not that strong for the diffuse field. As the sound is mainly modulated by the first wavefront, so that's free field, I use for the frequency response of the headphones an average of the frontal frequency responses. So on the next picture you can see the frequency responses of exactly that dummy head in a flat sound field. So the green curve shows the frequency response for the 30-degree angle. So this is where, when you're listening to loudspeakers, the ideal position for a loudspeaker is, so that's the 30 degrees position. And the green, so that's the green curve, and the red curve shows the 90 degrees position. So this is that position, so when the speaker is somewhere in that position. And that is more the position where the driver of a traditional headphone is, somewhere hovering over the ear. And yeah, the curve that you see in cyan is the curve that an OAE1 produces on that head. So that's very close to the green curve. It doesn't have so much peak at 3 kilohertz, so it's not that cutting through, but it's very, very close to this first wavefront response. So the next thing is, so that gives a very good frontal imaging, and it's totally very close to the reality. So what you can see here in the bass might look strange on the first view, but there are two things that we don't have when we're listening to headphones. So we can't perceive the sound with our body. So we are just hearing with our ears, and we are just measuring the sound here with one speaker. So one speaker in the 30 degrees position. When I add a second speaker, and you're always listening to loudspeakers, and then it's the same in the recording studio, with two speakers, you get the bass from the left speaker to the right ear as well. So that adds up another nearly 6 dBs. And so it makes a lot of sense to add the body channel and this missing 6 dBs from the other speaker to the low end to have the real bass impression that you have in an ideal studio when you do the mixing of the recording, and so you want to listen to the music as it was intended by the recording artist, by the artist. And so the OAE1 is very close to that. When you look at it, okay, the curve doesn't look flat, but that's a result of how we perceive sound and how dummy heads work. Thank you very much for listening.